And welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine, and this is a tarot reading for Tuesday, June 17th. We've got the summer solstice coming up at the end of the week. It's a day that's got a lot of personal significance to me because my second child was born on that day. And so for anybody who's having a solstice birthday or anybody who's having a wonderful Gemini birthday, happy birthday. But this is just a daily reading, a reading for the collective. And I was a little bit inspired by the moon card in tarot. And so the layout we're going to use today is a moon layout. And the purpose for using this layout is to discover hidden truth. So that's what we're looking for today, some hidden truth. So I have right here just the major arcana of the pack. And let's cut and paste. So the moon. This is what's reflecting back the truth. So if we think of the sun as being the truth, the moon is a reflection thereof. What's being reflected? The world. So the world's going to go top of our layout here. And when we're talking about the world reflecting truth for us, that's actually an interesting position because I often tell people don't look for validation in the world, you won't find it. Because there's just too many different opinions of what's valid and what's invalid in the world. And that's as it should be. Everybody's supposed to have their own perspective. Everybody's supposed to be different. And some people aren't going to understand your difference, and you're not going to understand other people's difference, and that's okay. We're kind of in a space right now where people don't feel like it's okay that their difference isn't understood by other people. It's like, you know what? Not everybody's going to understand you, and that's okay. It doesn't make a difference ultimately to you if you're being true to yourself. So the interesting irony though is we have the world that is reflecting truth back. And if we think about all of the different facets of the world, I mean, think about the world as being kind of like this faceted jewel, this faceted diamond. And the light from the sun comes into the crystal and then it shoots out in a million different directions. However many facets there are in this, there's going to be that many and more different little rays of light coming out of it. And so the truth that's reflected back to you in the world is going to be a prism. It's going to be this variety of all kinds of interpretations of what you've put your light out in the world. It's going to go through this prism and it'll be interpreted in myriad ways. And that's what the world is telling us here. It's not going to reflect you right back to you. It's going to reflect everybody's opinion, assumption. Sometimes it's going to be right on what you were intending to put out there, and it's going to get filtered through their own experience, and it might get skewed just a little bit. Just like a light going through a prism. And it's going to show colors perhaps that you hadn't even known were there. Some might be what you didn't intend. Some might be what you did. So the world as a prism or a reflection through a prism of truth is where we're going to begin with this. I'm going to draw a second card, which will be our moon card. However, I'm not going to look at that till the end. All right, I think it's going to be that card. I'm just going to put that right there. Okay. So we've got the world, and then this will be the moon. Let's go a little higher with that. Make sure there's room for everybody, because we've got more coming. So I'm going to shuffle all the majors back in with the rest of the deck. It's good dispersion, but I'll give them one more shuffle here. All right, let's talk about the distractions along the way. We're going to talk about the dog and the wolf. The dog is the things that you think you've got under control, and the wolf is all those wild things. Where the wild things are. One more. There we go. All right. Dog. Dog is Six of Wands. So this is what we think we've got all wrapped up. And the Six of Wands is the victory card. This is a card that is saying, yeah, you do have it all wrapped up. You have succeeded. You are in a path and a place where you are going to succeed, where you're going to have triumph. You've got this laurel wreath here that symbolizes victory. You've got this flame of inspiration, your wands, your fire. And sixes are this place of wonderful stability where you really can consolidate your power. And so the dog here, the dog position, is saying that, yeah, you know what you're putting out there. You know the light that you're shining into the world. You know what you're putting out. But we're not really sure how that's being reflected back. Because like this bright light is getting put through that prism. But this is a good position to be in, knowing who you are, knowing what you're about. So that's a good starting place. So, Wolf, what's all the wild stuff that we can't control? Six of Cups. Now that's really interesting because the Six of Cups, and I really love the rendition of this card because you have the little boy with his dog and you have them all grown up with the grown-up dog. And Six of Cups is a sense of nostalgia. Six of Cups is a sense of looking back, looking at the past. It can also even indicate like past life relationships if you're into that. But really, in the concrete here now, when we've got, you know what you're putting out. However, there's people who are going to look at the past and saying, yeah, they're putting this out now, but is it consistent with what we've known from them? Are they giving you a fresh chance? Are they recognizing what you're doing now? Or are they thinking about, hey, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 minutes ago, we weren't sure where this person was coming from. We don't know what their history is. There's a little seed of doubt in there. Also, Six of Cups, there's something very comforting about the Six of Cups. There's something comforting about this history. So maybe you are being consistent. Maybe your message has been consistent over time. So really, that's where you kind of have to self-reflect. Am I being consistent over time? Or is this sending a mixed message? So, a point for self-reflection. I can't tell you that. And I'll throw in here that I'm not a licensed counselor. And what's really funny was, I was reading a book on legalities of tarot and stuff. And some states tell you that, yeah, you have to tell them that you're not a counselor and that it's all for entertainment purposes. And I'm like, okay, well, entertainment can be valuable. I'm entertained. I hope you're entertained. But I'm thinking, this is real poignant entertainment. This is something that can actually make you really think. So I'm all for poignant entertainment. Okay. Lobster, our fears. In that moon card, there's this little lobster that comes up from the bottom. Two of Wands. Sense of having to make a decision, making a choice. Because when we make a choice, often, we'll look at her here. She's got one wand in hand, but she can only hold one. You can only do one thing at a time. If you pick one thing, something else has to wait, or something else will go away. It's hard to make choices sometimes because choices eliminate options. And it's great to be, in a position where you think, hey, I've got all the options. Yay, this is great. I have options. But then you pick an option. And all the other options step aside and you move forward with that one option. Sometimes you can go back and pick something up from the past. Kind of going back to the past a little bit here. But sometimes once you get that going in one path, the other paths kind of go away. You never really reconnect with them. Sorry, I'm OCD enough to want to make that all straight. So yeah, there's a certain sense of fear here that, wow, if I pick one thing, then I'm stuck with it. And you really want to make sure it's the thing that you want to go with. True. But don't be afraid to commit, especially to an idea that you're passionate about. And that's what wands represent. They represent the ideas that you're passionate about. And yeah, you've got all the options in the world. There's a little globe here. You see that? Nice little globe. She's got the world right there. But you got to pick one. So don't be afraid to commit. Don't be afraid to commit, because out of that commitment you can have extreme growth. Okay, so let's look at the towers. All right, I'm going to do a little shuffling here. You can see me as I drop all my cards. Okay, is this what we're going to do? Towers. 5, 6. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. You sit over there. Okay, we'll come back to you. All right. So for out on the horizon, obstacles, a gateway. The gateway. What's the gateway? 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords. I find the parallel 7s there very, very interesting. 7 of Cups, like we talked about, options. You've got all the options that you could ever possibly want. All of these options. But until you commit to a choice, it's just window shopping. It's not progress. Progress is going to be buckling down and making that choice. Making that choice. And once you do make the choice, not everybody's going to like it. We've got this 7 of Swords here, where he's making off with all the bird feathers, and the bird's not so happy about it. But it's all done for a good cause. There was a need for these bird feathers. Bird didn't need them anymore. So, looking at this here, so we have our 7 of Cups and our 7 of Swords here. And so yeah, not everybody's going to understand the choices you make. That's okay. Let them not understand. It's you don't have to make them understand. Some people just aren't. I mean, they just won't, because they get all caught in their own loop of what they think should be. So whatever you're doing may not be what they think you should be doing, but that's okay. That's okay, because you're shining your light out into the world, and you know what you want to happen. All right. What's the path? Magical reveal. Boom. Death and rebirth. Whew. Yeah. So, looking at this card, Death and Rebirth, right here. This is fabulous, because you know what you're putting out there. And what you're putting out there has possibly been a change from what you've done in the past. There's been some change. You've grown. And that's good. You're supposed to grow. That's what we're here to do. We're here to grow. And yeah, it's going to take some choices. And you're going to have to say no to some things in order to say yes to other things. So, rehearse in your mind and be like, wow, I don't know if I want to say no or yes to this. Rehearse in your mind. Okay, if I said yes to this course of action and everything else went away, would I still enjoy it? Would I still be happy? Would it still be getting me in the direction I want to go? Would I still be having the growth, either spiritually, mentally, financially, whatever direction it is that you're going, emotionally? Would I still have that growth that I'm looking for? Is the answer yes? Go for it. Is the answer no? Don't do it. Is it kind of yes and kind of no? What do you really want? That is the critical question right here. What do you really want? Because you're putting something out there. Is it what you want to put out there? Yeah, you got choices, and just be assured not everybody's going to understand, and that's okay. Let them not understand. You don't have to make everybody understand. Just let them be them, and you be you. Yeah, it's easy as that. And centered up on this sense of transformation. This is huge growth. This is beautiful growth. This is new life, rebirth. Think about that for just a second. So this other little card that popped out is the 6 of Pentacles. And that's talking about balance. It's talking about fairness. And in this particular interpretation of the 6 of Pentacles, we have, 2 different hands. Each person's donating a pentacle, and each person is making making more pentacles from the pentacles. There's a sense of compound growth, compound interest going on in this card. And so when we look at that with this death and rebirth card, that this is all about growth. This is all about renewing your commitments to yourself, renewing your mind, renewing your spirit. There's a sense of freshening here. There's a death always sounds very gloomy, but no, it actually is talking about a sense of growth and freshness, transformation coming through in your life. And our little bonus card is showing something very balanced. And while not everybody's going to understand what you do, there are going to be people who do understand, and they are going to catch that reflection. Some of this is going to get reflected back to you in a very positive way, and one that promotes your growth, and maybe not just your growth, but everybody who's out there cheering for you, because you've got people who are out there cheering for you. So don't let, ideas about what should be or anything, or what other people have for you in your past, don't let that limit you. Don't let that keep you fenced in. You've got to make your choice and set forward on it. And it's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. I mean, even this guy, he's like, I don't know what I should choose, but he's starting to point to one. And from there, you get this tremendous growth. Tremendous growth. All right. So, don't let other people hem you in. Be true to yourself. Know who you are and what you want. And that's really the key. Sit down and really figure out what you want. And if you got it, what would your life look like? If you like it, if you don't like it, make a different choice. But you're in a great position to move out on your dreams and your ideas and your passions. So, let's see. Let's look at the world a little bit. All right, so looking at the world, what are the lessons that you want to achieve out of this? All right, King of Wands. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Look at this. She's got her wand. Here's the King of Wands. The one seizing upon that one idea and moving out on it. This is an idea of power, of action, of taking it on. Yeah. Making that choice. And that's what you want to do. You want to move out on this. You want to learn from this experience. So what comes next? Okay, we've got a few cards here, and I'll take them. What's coming next? Five of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. So there could be some hardship. You may have to make some sacrifices to get where you want to go. But you know where you want to go. You have this inner knowing. You have an inner sense of direction here with this High Priestess. So yeah, we've got a Five of Pentacles here. And a High Priestess. And I want you to notice something about this particular Five of Pentacles. Yes, we have this person kind of sitting out by themselves. They're feeling locked out. But here's the key. You have the key. It's just an issue of pulling together and putting that key in the lock and moving forward. And you know how to do that. You know what it's going to take. You have a really good idea of what it's going to take, and it's all inside your head right now. High Priestess. Three of Wands. All right. So, Three of Wands, she's out there. She knows her wave is coming. She's expecting it because the forecast is good. And even though there's not a whole lot of waves right now, she knows they're coming because she's an expert manifester. And you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You're positioned to manifest this. And it's gonna lead to some really fabulous transformation in your life. All right, let's grab an oracle card. Let's do an oracle card. All right, let's do this. Purity. All right. So going back to that idea I was talking about in the very beginning, is your light being shown through a prism and reflecting back to you. If your prism that you're shining your light through is very pure, then you're going to have really amazing results. It's going to come back to you maybe even better than what you sent it out. It may even become stronger than what you produced. So, a couple words on purity here from Denise Lynn. This is Denise Lynn's Sacred Destiny deck. No matter what happened in the past, everything can be fresh and new again. The purity of your soul is shining through everything that you encounter. So much of what we've been talking about today. The purity of your soul is shining through no matter what happened in the past. And you're coming through this beautiful transformation. It's just glorious. So, keep your motives pure. And the way to do that is stay true to yourself. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. Don't worry about other people trying to understand. Some of those refracted rays are going to go in different directions. And some of them are going to hit the exact target you wanted. So keep working for that target and don't worry about what other people think that you're trying to do or not trying to do. But the important thing is that you take the action, because this is a very emotional Seven of Cups, and sevens are very unstable. Sixes are extremely stable. Sevens introduce like a little bit of instability, and there's there's some doubt. If I say yes to this, is it the right thing? Just know that what you're putting out there is going to be reflected back in the way that you intend. So, like our King of Wands here, this is a time to take action. Because if you're just hanging around waiting too long, the opportunity to make your mark will pass. But you've got to be ready for it. You've got to be looking out. You've got to be watching. You know what you're looking for. You know what you're looking for. But be ready. Be ready. I mean, that ocean's dead right now. But in half an hour, who knows what it's going to look like. She's ready. She's ready. Okay. I hope this helped you. Keep your motives pure and stay ready. Stay ready, because there's some great transformation, and what you're putting out there is going to get reflected back to you in the way that you hope, and some of it's going to get even further and more beautiful than you thought it was going to be. So, alrighty. Take action. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.